You are now listening to the Noir Podcast. I'm your host, Chukudi. I'm with my co-host, Chudu. Welcome back, guys. If you are new here, thanks for joining us. If you are an old listener, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to do that better this year. We're trying to grow that this year. But we have a special episode for you guys. It's been July, maybe a year since we started the podcast, and by the time this comes out, it would have been about a year since we've been visual as well. So we've decided to do this episode a bit differently. Chidi and I have prepared a couple of questions. We haven't seen each other's questions, so
I feel like your questions are wisdom, man.
I don't think so, man.
Think so.
I feel like you're liable to more dangerous behavior than I am. Like, mine is like some very cool, wholesome stuff. I'm not going to lie.
We'll see.
Well, yeah, so I'm ready when you are. You can go first. Let's
Should go first.
Yeah. I'm scared.
Don't worry. Okay, let me start first.
Okay.
So, who's more likely to stalk their ex?
Who's more likely to stalk their ex? Okay, wait.
Is he stalking like?
Nigga, it's your question. You
can't.
can't.
Let me clarify.
Alright.
Stalk like. There are two types of stalking.
Go on their
physically
socials.
or like socials.
I'm thinking socials.
Okay, let's go socials. Because physical is like scary.
I feel like we should say our answers on the count of 3 each time. Alright,
Okay.
so 1, 2, 3. I feel it. It's me.
Wait. So are you saying that in the last year, like how many times would you say you have?
And last year I haven't really, but I feel like in previous like flings or whatever that I've been in, when things are fresh, you want to see what they're up to, kind of peas. But like, it's not like I would like on a general basis.
Stalking like, is it like you go through their like following or like you go through their likes?
Do you know, funny enough now, right? I was thinking about this the other day, and I feel like in this era we're in, it's even harder to stalk. Like, Twitter has removed likes, so you can't even see what they're liking anymore. Insta obviously will cast if you look at the story. And TikTok, if you just mistakenly click on the profile, then this nigga was here. So there's not even really an incentive to, but I feel like I'm out of the two of us. I'm the more likely to do that. But like, what about you? Like, anytime you've ended like things, have you ever gone peeking?
No, I just free, man. I just feel like going back is like your mental health, man, is not good.
Nah, I love putting myself through the fires.
I kind of there was a period where I did like X-Flings, but like I've stopped, man.
Nah, man.
Hashtag macho.
I remember there was one time like that. Like, I went on. This was like maybe a few years ago, maybe when I was like first year of uni or whatever. There was this babe like I was talking to, and I went on her profile, right, and basically I was going through her likes, and what was it that I can't remember the exact wording, but I'm going to paraphrase it. And it was basically like, oh, anybody who knew me, any guy I was involved with before today is a loser or something like that. And like, it was very crazy because she ended peas, right? And she didn't really tell me why. And that song by Style Plus, she told me how, guy, because I remember I was just there on my bed with my phone like this afterwards, man. I feel like you didn't see me for like 2 days. Now you know why.
No. Imagine you're doing that peel or those beefs that post like after they smash, they post that picture. Imagine doing that kind of. It's like you're just free, man.
Nah,
just free, like,
for your own mental health,
man.
Free it, man.
Free it still.
Alright, cool. Alright, my first question: who would you say is friendly out of the two of us?
Friendly, okay.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Chukidi. Yeah.
I'm shocked by that. I thought you'd back yourself.
The thing is that I feel like you're more
approachable.
Because when people see me, they feel like I'm scary. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like when you now get to know me, then that's when it's different.
That's the thing, because I feel context is key in that question, right? Because I feel like maybe on first meet, I'm more
Yeah.
receptive to people, if that makes sense. But once people get to know, I think you are nicer because I have, what's the word? I have crash out tendencies. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so because of that, like I would say in the long run, you're probably nicer, but on first meet, I am.
Yeah.
But and it's also very interesting because there's somewhere that knows like the two of us, right? And they were saying that you seem to sort of like be able to befriend people of like any background, like creatives, nerds, all of that. Whereas for me, I feel like it's different. I'm more of like a niche guy, if that makes sense. So
yeah, like especially since I came back, tonight, I just tried to like have different like types of friends because I think it's important, especially like networking and stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, because like initially I just like I'm more reserved because I don't want to feel like I'm farming you. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to feel like I'm doing too much.
Yeah, my problem is I'm a farmer, man.
These are
But
exactly.
I think
But
for
me,
me,
I can't, man.
the thing for me is like I left my shame. Like my shame left me a while ago because like if I know somebody or like I've seen them on socials or whatever, I'll pull up to like somebody and I'll just be like, oh, you know, hey, blah blah blah. Cause funny enough, do you know what even happened? So December last year I was out, right? And you know when they say like dating baddies isn't for the weak, I fully saw that from the opposite end that December because there's this babe that she went to primary school with me. She was in my year in primary school, and I haven't seen her or spoken to her since. But I saw her and like, cause she was walking with who I assume is her man, right? And she passed by me, but I saw her in my peripheral, so. You know, I walk up to her and I just like sort of like, you know, lightly, playfully grab her. I'm like, guy, you know, and like she sees me and she's like, oh my god, and we're laughing, giggling. Like I can see the seething. Like, bro, this nigga was fuming.
Bro,
And I'm like, guy.
bro, this thing happened to me recently as well. But like in terms of, is a babe I was linking here,
Yeah.
and I saw her with a new nigga,
Yeah.
and I knew that if I went to her and I was like, if I hugged her, it would be like too much.
Bait.
So I just moved away. Maybe just allow this nigga because you know, like sometimes you know some niggas be carrying knives, man.
Guy,
like you guys,
niggas are liable to crash out.
You don't know how a nigga's temperament is. So you have to just gauge it, man.
Nah,
So I'm like, let me just allow this
guy,
piece.
the older we get, you know I'm afraid of niggas. Because,
bro, it's
like,
scary,
bro, like, it's not secondary school, like, where you guys will fight and, you know, like, guys will come and bring. Like, there are real consequences to fighting outside now.
So I just gauged the nigga. Was even a dreadhead. I was like,
you just profiled him.
No. I was like, I have to allow this piece.
Fair
it was
enough.
too much.
Fair enough. But, like, for somebody like you, right, that I would say both of us actually fall into this category, but I just want to get your perspective on it, where, like, you have a lot of female friends.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously, they now, as we're getting older, everyone's, you know, finding partners if they want partners, stuff like that. And like I said, you are a friendly person as well, you know. You'll be like, oh, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, what's that like for you being, I guess, the male bestie?
I feel like most of my female friends, before in the past, some of them have cut me off based on that kind of appeal, like, oh, my man is not comfortable.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm in situations now where it's complicated because I've probably done stuff with some of them. These are where the issues are. Or some of them are like very platonic.
Yeah.
But it's like, they don't know how to, there are no boundaries. So those are where the issues are. So, but I feel like most of my friends are also single, so I've not really had recently any issues. But I know it's going to happen, it's going to probably be
and also, looking at it from the other space where, like, you're yarning a babe, because for me, I've been in situations like that where, like, I'm yarning a babe, and, like, she's clocked that I'm not, like, every time, that's within, like, maybe, like, a week of me yarning somebody new, that's always, like, the allegation, like, yeah. You have so many female friends. Yeah. So, like, on that opposite end where like, you know, some girls, you know, can be touchy about that kind of thing.
I just young man. I have like, I always told them I probably have like 7 female best friends, and it's always like, oh my god, I can't believe like, but it's like because maybe I'm in the stage where I'm not looking for anything serious. It's not really an issue. Because I'm just vibing. It's like, so if even though I have, you can't really say much.
Fair.
Either you stay or you go and it's calm.
Fair enough.
But I feel like obviously when I'm serious,
Yeah.
it's definitely going to. But when we reach that bridge, I'm vibing right now. But what about you? Like, how's it?
For me, how do I put this right? In my head, I have like brackets of female friends, so I know the ones that are like platonic, the ones that, you know, I haven't but I would, the ones that's like I have, do you know what I mean? So like the ones that I have usually, and it's at times a communication thing. So how I usually at times know is like maybe the vibe has changed, and then like I pray for a while, then maybe like a week or two after I start seeing, you know, the crumbs here and there that, you know, there's someone in the picture, and I'm like, you know, it's all fair and good. Because for me, when you know, I'm ever in anything like serious or whatever, like before I even ask said person like, oh, would you be my girlfriend, right? I usually like take that step back as well, just in terms of like, you know, hey, this is what's up, blah blah blah. But the thing as well is like it comes with so many downsides, because women don't really take kindly to when you step out and then like, let's say that situation expires, and because niggas will be waiting for you regardless.
Exactly.
But babes are more mean with it. But it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. It's life we choose, unfortunately. I don't mind it still.
Fair enough.
My second question.
Alright.
So who's more likely to book a double date? Like, in terms of, you asked 2 babes at once on the same night to go out, but you didn't clock, but you now realize like when you're going out, like, damn.
Alright, cool. Alright, so 3, 2, 1. Chitty.
No, you.
It's you. It's you, nigga. It's you.
No.
It's you. I'm not hearing this.
There's no fucking way.
Alright. Plead your case. Why is it me?
The thing is, with you,
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably me.
It's you,
Because
nigga.
I can't forget.
Yes, you're forgetful. That's why it's you. Like,
I'm forgetful.
I'm too pressed about those details. But
I'm forgetful.
it's you.
I'm forgetful. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, but it's like, it might be a period of like, sometimes you just overbook, man. You get what I'm saying?
No,
like,
Chidi, I can promise you, right? Let's say we're out at a function, right? And the first babe that catches your eye, you're yanning, but like, let's hang out next Saturday. Let's say she leaves early. That same night, let's say like an hour after, you see another one that catches your eye, you're yanning. You can book that same day. Like, dead ass. You can.
bro, like, I get shit mixed up in my head, man.
Do you know what's so crazy? Your memory is so bad that you can book both dates on the same day and forget you booked anything on that day.
I can't even lie. It's not my fault, man. There's too many days. But I'm working on it. Because I think it was you, because I know you're fucking, you talk to too many babes, but I just realized you remember stuff. So yeah. It's there for me. Yeah. I'm working on myself still.
Alright, cool.
Working on myself.
Alright, my second question. I think, okay, so I asked this one from my perspective, but I think I should also answer it like in how it relates to you. But let me ask it. Okay, if I got arrested, what do you think it would be for?
That's a breezy question. Arrested as in
like fair, like guy, like basically you're my one phone call from prison.
from
like
prison.
guy.
What would I think first?
Yeah. Before I've opened my mouth to give you the details, what would you think it would be for?
The thing is that you're by the book person, so it's hard to say what you would do. I think it would probably be maybe you misheard.
So not that
you were rude to someone one day, you're not going to fight. Do you get what I'm saying? But it wouldn't be like I don't think it should be anything like, oh, you robbed a bank or something.
Yeah.
I think it should be like you weren't trying to get like in
Yeah.
trouble, but you just did
First.
type shit.
I feel like yours wouldn't be that you did anything. Yours would be you would be with someone that did something. And now they've just carried you guys.
Yeah, I have the worst friends, man.
No, but nah,
genuinely,
like,
I see
because
that kind of situation.
before when you call me, right?
Mhm.
Like, I'll be very shocked if it was like anything you did.
I do.
It would just be like, because what I would expect is like, guy, like, you know, I was with XYZ person, maybe like they had something, whatever. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah, I should be in that situation where we and one of my guys, like, they stopped us
Yeah.
in this car and they took us to like station street. Like, I was like, bro, how am I here, man? Like, and we were telling them, we were trying to like get money off us.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, he's not having it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we still gave them like 2K and we left. Bro, they held us for like 3 hours. I was like, for 2K, I was like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
management, what can we do?
Fair enough, man.
What can
Alright.
we do?
What's your
My
next?
third question.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to say I love you to a one-night stand? I think we know the answer to this question.
Yeah, we do.
We know the answer to
Yeah,
this
we do.
question.
3, 2, 1. It's you.
Chukudi, are you serious?
No,
I'm not having this one. I'm not having this one.
no, Chidi.
Between you and you, who's more of a lover boy? Exactly. Are you sick?
And
No.
Let's
Let's
break this down.
Don't do that.
Let's
Don't
break
do that.
this
Don't do
down.
that. Don't do
Chidi,
that.
what
Don't
this
do
thing
that.
showing is I know you more than
No,
you know
don't
yourself.
do that. Don't
Let's
do that.
us break this down.
I'm not having this one, bro.
All right, cool. Chidi.
Okay, well, let's say the first thing. Who's more likely to have a one-night stand? You. Right?
Yes.
So I'm never going to be in that situation.
No, but you are more likely to tell somebody that you've hooked up with, because you're guy. You with babes, you're not like just generally. You're more loving to women than I am.
But I'm saying like,
So, guy, I'm telling guy. How do I put it right? I'm more of a lover boy in terms of like maybe like I'm the one that wants to usually settle down and stuff like that, right? But bro, Chidi, your issue in life is you treat your links special. Like you are the
but that's the
I
thing.
swear, in fact, anybody, we're going to put this up and we're going to run a poll. Anybody that knows the two of us, who's more likely to say this shit? 'Cause, bro.
No. What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I'm not going to be even in a position where I'm going to have a one-night stand. Because that's not my thing.
But I don't think, how do I put it? You're less likely. I don't think it's impossible for you to to have a one night stand, but you're less likely to than
Yeah.
me.
So I've never been, that's what I'm saying. I've never been in a situation
I'm more
where-
likely to be in a position to say I love you, but you are more likely to say I love you.
What that means is
Because
then,
no, what I'm saying is I'm more likely to be in a position just by the fact that I probably would have the one night stand,
yeah.
right? But you are more likely to say that shit.
No.
Bro.
Bro. I would say yes if it was like a link I've been linking for a minute. Yeah, probably. But one night stand,
Bro,
no.
think about it, right?
I'm
I'm
not
the
having
same nigga that year in uni when we didn't even smash. It was just a girl I saw, we made out. And it's not even like she told me she likes me, but she was just like, oh, when can I see you? I went to the bus stop. I didn't even sit on the bench. I fell on the floor. I had a panic attack. They were telling me, you're trying to gaslight that nigga's experience to say that he would do that.
I'll say this one's 50-50, man. Because I genuinely...
Let the people decide. Let the people decide.
Genuinely, I'm never going to be in that situation, man.
You guys, let us know.
Like I said, if it's a babe I've been linking for like maybe a month or two, probably. One night stand, there's no
I'm offended, man. Nah.
Guy, you're the lover boy here, bro.
Yeah,
You're definitely going to say it, dog.
But bro, a one night stand, come on now.
What if he's like he's hitting, bro?
Huh?
What if he's hitting?
I wouldn't. I'll just be like, good job. Like,
I don't know.
all right, cool. But let the people decide. Let people decide. All right, cool.
Let them decide.
All right, say
Let them
less.
decide,
Say less. All right, my third question. Okay, it's sort of like a double one. One is, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? And two is, if they dropped two of us in like the universe of the boys, who's more likely to be the most fucked up one between the two of us, like if we got powers in that kind of space?
Superpowers, I would definitely choose reading people's minds. Because I have like
My fucking
I have like amebo tendencies.
God, that's
right?
my
I love
fucking-
juice.
I love
I like
this.
I love juice, but so I like knowing like
Oh
what
my
people are
fucking-
thinking, man. I like knowing what like
I
so. But the thing is that at the same time, it's like it's a crazy power to have because you might not want to actually know what.
I feel like I run mad.
Yeah, you definitely run mad. Like,
bro.
imagine someone just talking shit about you and they're really friendly. As well, like, bro, come on, man.
But no,
I already know.
it's not even that. Like, you know, in all these like TV shows, stroke like movies, all of that. Like when the telepath usually first gets their powers, right? They can't usually like selectively tune. So you're just hearing everything
at once. Yeah,
bro.
You have to now learn how to. Yeah.
Panadol will be your best friend doing that kind of
but
thing.
that's my superpower still.
Yeah, I feel like I was going to say that, but if let's say I had to pick something else besides the telepathy,
I'm linking bills would be easier as well.
oh
You
for
already
sure,
know.
oh for sure.
You already know like how she's feeling.
Yeah.
You don't have to be doing
You
too
don't even
much,
have to be doing too much,
Exactly.
man.
It's
But
really
guy,
easier as well.
what else would I choose? I kind of like in this current like Lagos like environment. I'll probably say like flying.
Yeah,
man.
I'll get, flying or teleporting, man.
Any one of them, man.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I think that would be like the most. That would be like the most. And guy, think about it. Like, if like now, for example, you know how like people say like, oh, island mainland relationship is long distance. Imagine you
exactly.
go teleport. Like,
But you know, having that reading mind speed in Niger would be hard because what if he thinks in Yoruba? You get what I'm saying? Like, what if he thinks in Yoruba, he thinks in Hausa, or like, you get what I'm saying, or Edo or something, bro? Like, what you meant to do, man? You're just like, you're just lost, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's no like,
so
it's
real.
you get
So
so,
real.
it's
So
actually
real.
kind of useless in Niger, kind of like.
No, I feel like it would still be decent in Niger because
unless you're in Lagos,
in most of the circles you probably find yourself in, like
it's probably
you'll probably-
be English. Yeah.
unless, to be fair, like I feel shout out to our friend Muna, but I feel like Muna speaks things in Igbo, man. I'm going to be
Thinking
sorry.
Igbo is so funny. I can't even imagine it, bro.
But
Yeah, that was funny. The boys who are more fucked up. It's definitely you, bro. It should be definitely you. Would definitely be like,
I have more crash out tendencies.
Yeah,
So I feel
yeah.
like
yeah, for sure.
if I'm having a bad day, everybody would feel it.
That'll be like Homelander, but the Igbo version.
Fair enough. I can agree with that.
So my fourth question.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to mix up the names of two babes? Like you're talking to two babes at one time, and maybe she's like, "Oh, good night," and you're like, "Good night, Anita," but that's Tola. You get what I'm saying? Like, who's more likely to do that?
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. You.
Me. But I feel like you can do it as well.
It's
Yeah,
very
it's that-
50.
yeah,
That's why
yeah,
if
I
you
feel
could see my face, like I was only thinking
I
I feel like we're both liable, but you're more liable.
I know I've done it before. It's happened to me before.
It's happened to me too,
Yeah.
but mine was kind of not my fault, or
Yeah.
mine was easier for me to do. And let me explain, right?
Mhm.
So, I've been with 2 girls that have the same name,
Ugh.
right? So, what I used to do was the one I was currently with, I just gave her the name, and then if I was like ever referring to the other one or whatever, I used to call that one by her last name, right? But there was one day, literally the scenario you think, like, you know, we're cuddled up, all right, good night, and then I now said the last name. I'm like, bro, because you know when like you've had a long day and like you know immediately you touch your pillow you're about to sleep.
Yeah.
So like when I said it, I was already like, because I'd already put my head down. Next thing she just shook me. She was like, "The fuck?" And I was like,
Nah, you fucked up
I
still.
fucked up, bro.
You fucked up
It's
still.
like, you know when you're so tired, you're like, I'm too tired to even afford this mistake to have made this mistake. So yeah.
I did mine. I was texting her, so she was not like, I don't know what she said,
Yeah.
and I now said her name. I now said a different name.
Oh shit.
And she was like, she just called me immediately.
Guy, you know when your phone gives you anxiety?
But the real nigga, the way I did was, she now said, okay, who's this babe? She was not really going off. I'm like, shit, I was thinking about my mom when I was talking to you.
Fairs.
And I'll use the whole mom lamba. Oh, that's my mom's name.
Yeah, but you know if she ever like listens to this
Bro.
episode.
I don't know the last time I talked to her, so hopefully. And it's so funny because my mom has a unique name. So the line was even like one of them lines where it's like, you never catch. She would never catch you, she ever does, man. It was so funny. I had to escape you, man. It was too long.
Fucking nigga. Guy.
That's a girl that was still.
Alright, cool. I feel like we've already kind of touched on this next question I'm going to ask, but I think maybe we can like shed more light to it.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say is more outgoing?
Outgoing. In terms of like.
Just generally.
I think you're more extroverted than I am.
I would say that, but I think you're more outgoing generally. I know it doesn't make sense, but let me learn. So I'm more extroverted. So for me, on first contact, I'm more outgoing, receptive, all of that. But you're somebody who, like, once you're comfortable in a space and with the people, you are more probably outspoken than I am. You're probably more like, oh, what's the move today? Guy, I'm a homebody just naturally. Like, I don't really like leaving my house, all of that. Like, you're more likely to, like, okay, what's the move? Let's go here kind of pace. So that's why I would say, even though I'm more extroverted, I think you are more outgoing. Because even though I can function in those spaces, I would rather just be in my yard. And I think for me as well, I just think to myself that I have to drive.
Yeah, driving, bro.
I just think to myself like, I have to drive. So because of that, like, even if I wanted to be gingered more times than not, it's like
it's long still.
I'm usually more times than not I'm praying this thing gets cancelled. And the thing as well is I also don't really suffer from FOMO. So my incentive to go out really just isn't there, if that makes sense.
I feel like for me, I don't like going out as well, but I feel like if my friends are going somewhere, and because, again, you don't know how long you still have
fair enough
with your guys, so that's why I'm always down. But it's not like, I mean, I'm also home, but I don't like going out. Like parties or whatever, I'm not really the person. But I get what you're saying, so. I get what you're saying still. Fifth question. Who is more likely to go through their partner's phone?
I'm going to be very real. I'm going to be very real with you. I don't think it's either one of us.
What do you mean? We have to choose one.
I feel like you're going to pick me just because, like...
No, I'm going to pick myself.
Really?
Because I've done it.
Damn.
Yeah, I say it.
I'm shocked.
Why'd you
do that to yourself?
It was a down bad period, man.
Fair enough.
It was a down bad period.
Fair enough.
But it's like, I just feel like I just had to know something. And what I was looking for, I found this. You know what I'm saying? One of them was, that's the thing about looking. That's why, for me, I didn't get angry because when you look through your partner's phone, you know those guys will be like, I'm trying to confirm that she's not doing. I'm like, if you're going, you have to. What you're going to see, you're going to get. What you're going to see, what you're looking for, you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really pissed about like, it's fair enough. I just kept it moving.
But do you know that, like, that's so interesting because you're right, yeah. But for me, I get particularly upset when I know that I've used my own hand to ruin my mood. Do you get what I mean? And with babes, man, guy, a babe's phone is scary. Bro. And I think
a babe's phone is like a bomb,
bro.
Like a fucking bomb.
I think it's also because, like, I've been in positions where, like, let's say not necessarily a babe like I'm involved with emotionally, but like maybe one of like my female friends or like maybe a babe that I'm seeing, but like maybe she just got out of something or whatever, right? And they've just given me their phone to like look at chat. I'm like, bro, it is scary out there. So because of that, like for me, I feel genuinely if I ever look through a babe's phone and I find something disastrous, like, forget crashing out, like, I'm liable to do anything. Bro.
God. I've even done it for like a babe I was even seeing.
Nah. Usually, if I'm very, like, anxious or whatever, or I'm suspecting something, I still wouldn't even look at the babe's phone. What I'll just do is, I usually would know who would have access to the info I'm looking for. So
Yeah, now just gonna ask,
I'll reach out to said person instead, as opposed to looking through phone. Because when you do that, especially with a lot of babes, like, not even babes, just people in general, you say, okay, I was looking through your phone and I saw this, and the conversation becomes, why you looking at my phone? So you can't win regardless. You can't win regardless.
Or you can just gaslight them.
Yes.
Or you can just gaslight them, like
you
create, like,
are so susceptible, because
it's a toxic
they'll
thing.
be like, and this controlling behavior is why I So because of that, like, personally, I just,
I've not done it since then, so, but
really,
yeah, but it's just one of them
personally
ones.
for me, since then I've just freed it, man. I've just
Peace of mind over everything.
over everything, man. Over everything.
No
Like, I think for me now is, because you know how guys, like, some guys will come and preach and be like, oh, you know, don't think your baby's liable to do anything, right? And maybe there is some truth in that. But for me, I prefer women that at least I can be deluded. Like, I can deceive myself safely, if that makes sense. Like,
ignorance is bliss,
as opposed to a babe that I know in my heart of hearts, but I'm trying to lie to myself. Like, one where, like, if I now found something out, I'll genuinely be shocked, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, ignorance is bliss, man.
Bliss, man. It's too bliss. So, like, for you, if you're with a babe and she's cheating on you, would you rather not know?
I want to know.
You don't want to know.
So I know, like, because I don't want to be outside. I'm outside with her.
Everybody's
guys not, bro.
Guy.
Bro. I want to know that, like, I know I'm someone that likes having information. So if I find out,
I hate being blindsided. That's exactly it.
So if I find out from another person that has know her, it's long. So it's just better I just know, so that I can decide if I'm staying, if I'm dipping.
Fair enough.
So just one of them ones.
Fair enough. Okay.
Just one of them ones too.
All right.
The fifth one.
Is this fifth? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Double one. Since we started the pod, what's something you've learnt about me, and in general, what's, like, something I do that annoys you?
So you started the pod.
Yeah. Or just in general, actually. Why restrict it to the pod, since we've known each other? Like, what do I do that makes you, like...
There are two questions, right?
Yeah.
What have I learned? You like control. You're like a control freak, but obviously you learn to let go. But, like, you're like, if something is at this time, you're very like you have a timetable of your life, basically. You're very, like, planned. Like, this is this. And for someone that I'm not a planned person, sometimes it's like, bro, oh my God, like, I don't want to do this. But it's like, at the same time, it's not good to have, like, I'm not a planned person.
Yeah.
Doing something with someone that's also not planned, you're not going to go far. So it's like having the same, like, having people that are different but also complement each other. Yeah. It's a good thing. Yeah. So it's not really like an annoying thing. It's just like, obviously, that's what I've noticed. So, on an annoying thing, maybe the controlling thing, but it's not like annoyed where it's like I'm irritated. It's just like what it is. It's like, you know, when you know someone, for a long time, so it's like, even the bad things they do is like, okay, whatever. So like, that's really what I've noticed.
Fair enough. Okay. For me, something I have, like, learned, I think it's not maybe since we started the pod, but it's been within these last few years since, I guess, both of us moved back, if that makes sense, which is, I feel as of these couple of years, you've become more outgoing, or Yeah, or either that, or you've created more spaces where like you are able to express yourself more, if that makes sense. Because when we're in secondary, even though like you and I were like friends, I would say we rolled in like our circles were different,
Different,
if
yeah.
that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we came to uni. In uni, it was we had a shared circle, but at least with me, in regards to me, guys always were saying that, oh, because I also was friends with like UK people as well and stuff like that. So I seem to be more outgoing. But since we moved back as well, like you said, you've connected with different people
Yeah.
as well. So I think for me, like that's something I've observed since. Um, Something you do that annoys me. I wouldn't say like, okay, it's not annoying, but I think for me, it's just something that I always have to mentally prep for, which is you're very forgetful. So because of
Yeah,
that, like
yeah.
whenever we plan something, I always have to like hit you up like 2, 3 times because I know if I say it once, odds are like it's going to skip your mind, and that's likely if that now happens because of how I am. Do you get what I mean? So I'm just like, okay, to avoid this,
Yes.
I need to do this, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think it's just more a thing of it's not annoying, but it's just like if I could change it, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah,
would.
what there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom complains. Like,
Yeah.
that forgetful thing, man. It's like, fucking. So, the sixth and last question.
Okay.
Who's more likely to end a relationship over text?
Over text. All right.
Basically, the pussy move.
All right.
Quote and
Cool.
unquote.
Cool. 3, 2, 1.
You. Jesus Christ. Bro, there's no way you're saying me, bro. There's no
Bro,
fucking way you're saying me.
You
There
know,
is no way.
You know me. I have since you've known me. I'm the kind of person that whenever I want to have a serious conversation, I always either have it face to face or on the phone. I don't text these things.
But that's what I'm the same
I have-
fucking way, bro.
Yeah, but I am the person, right? That how do I put it? Especially if I don't know how to explain it. I am more. Actually I don't know about now, but I would say back then I am the person that's more comfortable in conflict. Probably still is the case now. Do you get what I mean? So because of that, like I feel like regardless of the situation, right? Whether it's like, oh, she'll be sad, or whether she'll be angry, or whether we'll fight, or whether like I would still have that conversation regardless. I don't know if you would text it, but I think you're more likely to put off said thing if like you anticipate maybe it's not going to be so calm.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, I don't really like conflict, but
Yeah.
still, if it's a breakup thing, I'm not someone like that. I don't like having conversations over the phone. Even like, I prefer to even see you.
See, that's what I'm saying. Face to face is
or even
my
just FaceTime.
Yeah.
Highest. So it's like ending over text. Very, very unlikely. I feel like why I'm saying you can do it because it might be baby just annoying you so much. You might just be send that one text where you're like, I'm just over it, and you're dead in it. I feel like you're more likely to do that than I would.
Nah, for me,
You get what I'm saying?
for me, if I can text it, I can call it. That's for me fundamentally. If I can't text it, like if the baby is annoying me to that degree, I'm just not going to reply. Like I'll just leave it till like mentally I'm ready to address that situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I think for me as well, like I don't know how to put it. Like in my household, right, in particular, I would say that we hold commonly like some very traditional like values. So because of that, like if it ever gets out that like I broke up with a babe over text, my mom can beat me. Like genuinely. So that's why I know like for a fact
Nah,
I can't.
I
think the only thing maybe I can do is let's say the babe wants to dead it, right? And she comes and it's like she sends, the paragraph, I would just affirm it and be like, okay.
Yeah, that's why I said it can be you, because if she sends me that kind of paragraph, I'm calling her.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? I'm calling her to be like, okay, wagwan. I feel like you can just be like, yeah, cool,
Alright,
fine.
fair enough. Okay, if we're looking at it from that angle,
that's why I said you.
Okay, no problem. All right, cool. So I
Do you have
think
a sixth one?
no, actually I don't. I've asked all of mine, but I think now we can sort of like segue into some of the other stuff we had planned for today. So a question I usually get a lot when from people that I know that listen to the pod and all of that, especially new listeners, is one, how did the idea of the pod come about? And two, the name that we chose.
Yeah.
Because, okay, you say what you feel your version of events is. I feel like largely it's going to be the same thing, but there are some details I want to see, like if you're going to add.
For the name, I knew we were somewhere.
It was Latavena.
I don't think it was Las
It was
Vegas.
Latavena. I know, because it was last year when OG was around.
What I knew it was,
Okay.
you were saying that if you had started a pod,
Yeah.
it should be misogynoir or something
No,
like that.
I said it would be Noir, then OG
Yeah.
said as per short for
Yeah,
misogynoir.
yeah. Oh, I knew it was something like that, something in that angle. Sure.
Actually, it wasn't Latavena because Kosi
Yeah,
was
that's what I'm
there.
saying. It was
And
at that fucking Chinese place we went to.
No,
Yeah, it was.
no, OG wasn't around when we went to Pearl Garden last year.
I don't know, man.
But I know
sure
Kosi
we were
was.
some-
I know Kosi was there as well.
I don't know if OG was there though.
It was OG that said that misogynoir shit.
But yeah, I
Anyhow,
don't know,
Sha,
Sha,
carry
but
on.
that's where it originated from. Then last summer
Yeah.
I was on the phone with someone and we were laughing and we're making like conversations and she was like, oh, that she feels like I can start a podcast basically and to be nice.
Yeah.
So I was not thinking like, yeah, that's a good idea. And I was not thinking like who would be a nice person to do with.
Yeah.
So that's when I now called you.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, we should run it, like, how do you feel?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, fuck it, man. So I think it was like a Friday, or Saturday, we said, then on Monday, we planned this. We now went to record this, and we put it out, and people liked it. So I feel like that's my version of how it started.
Yeah, like largely it's the same because I think for me, I'd had the idea for a pod, like as per I'd been toying with it in my mind since like maybe like 2022 while I was still in England, right? So initially I wanted to do it with like a couple of our guys, Kenny wrote to me, and I'd spoken to them about it and we're like, yeah, but it was not really something that we put any active effort to because one, distance, we're in different cities. Two was, I was still doing my master's at the time, so exams, all of that. So the time just wasn't conducive for it, right? So at that point, 2022, I'd left the blah. Then last year, we were all out. For the life of me, I can't remember what restaurant. But I know me, you, OG, Kamsi and Kosi were there. I remember them specifically being there. And while we were at the table, I was just like, oh, because for a while, the name Noir had just been in my head. So I was like, oh, we're bantering, how it goes at table.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, I'm going to start a pod. It's going to be called Noir. Then OG now goes Noir as per short for misogynoir. And, we all laughed about it, blah. And that was basically it. Then maybe like a week or two after we had that conversation outside, you called me and you were like, oh, someone was saying that. No, actually, you texted me first and you were like, oh, bro, why want Noir? And I was like, huh? Then you called me. I was just like, what do you mean? So you now called me and you're like, oh, somebody said that they think you would sound good on a pod, what do I think about us doing it together? And I was like, okay, cool. But it was now a question of how do we go about it? How do we record all of that? And, you said that you knew a guy that, recorded, that had a studio for us to record in. So literally we're like, all right, cool. So it was like a Saturday. We went on Monday and recorded because literally we had the mindset of if it's not good, it would just be something two of us we'll laugh about. But we went and we played it back and we're kind of like shocked. We're like, guys, it's actually kind of making sense because I remember at first, like, guy, you were so shy. I remember,
shy?
Yeah, you were blushing when we went into the studio the first day. I remember the first day.
I was blushing. What this nigga saying, bro?
Yeah, you were, bro. Guy.
I was blushing like
guy,
how?
like, You know
There
when?
were no cameras there.
No, I'm not talking. Obviously, it's not about the cameras. That's been like, oh, we're actually doing this kind of pee. Like, cause I remember like when we got
I
there,
can't remember.
like, how do I put it? I'm going to use this analogy, right?
Mhm.
I feel like you will get what I'm trying to say. So you know when you take like a body outside, right? So
Mhm.
like let's say like a restaurant, and like that babe knows that she can eat. But like she's afraid. She's like, what this nigga think of me?
I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, that was exactly.
I'm
You're like,
fucking
bro,
dead.
because I think it was a thing of like we're still trying to gauge. Okay, what should
Yeah. I agree with that.
That's what I mean by like you were shy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Then eventually, we got into the flow of things. But that's why
I don't want to speak too crazy still. I don't want to speak too crazy still.
Because I think two of us were just like, guy. Imagine if we say something wild and it finds our way back, its way back to our respective homes.
Bro, yeah. We were like, fucking man.
Yeah, well, yeah, so that's how it started. So, like, for you, since we started, like, the pod, like, what's the experience been like positive, negative? Because I feel like most of the feedback we get, it's usually, like, people coming to yarn you, because, you usually share, like, chats that,
Yeah.
So, what's it been like for you?
Yeah, it's been very good, to be honest. Like, I've not really gotten any negative thing, to be honest. Like, usually, like, people just saying, like, it's very refreshing. Like, one babe messaged me and was like, oh, like, when she listens to normal, like, Nigerian podcasts or male podcasts, it's usually like, oh, women are trash, don't do, women are, we still talk about babes, but it's usually not in, like, vindictive, like, it's just, like, our experiences with, like, you get what I'm saying? So, it's, like, a refreshing type of like podcasts to listen to, and also because we're also in a very niche, like in terms of like we went to like private school, we went to the UK, came back. We're not really the everyday Nigerians as well, so it's also very new what we're doing, and like also we also like give a very fresh perspective on. And we don't have like every episode is always different. It's not the same thing you're hearing every time. So those are the like things I've just been hearing every time. So it's very like encouraging to hear. Also like speaking as well. I think this has helped in like speaking, like how to speak and like things to say, thinking, and also you get what I'm saying. So it also helps with that as well. So yeah, it's just been like positive, but.
I know we agree.
But when was this?
It was like June, like early June.
Early June.
Yeah.
Literally, I was on my phone. Then I saw like someone commented on my. Only had one post on Insta, by the way, just one, and the person was like, "Check your DMs." I was like. Just shows you like the hatred. They wanted me to see the hate. So
it's
then
from
a place of hatred. So I don't check my DMs. I don't check my requests.
Yeah.
Because it was like a burner account.
Yeah.
Let me find and read exactly what this human being said.
Oh my god.
So okay, I found it.
Okay.
The person's account is Nubian or whatever, or Nubian. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Person now texts me. For someone who has a face only a mother can love, your confidence on your podcast is crazy. Crying emojis.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no fucking way that this just happened.
Yeah.
Like you know when like you're shocked,
Yeah.
But it's like I now send it to different people and I'm like,
because I remember you just sent it to me. I was like, the fuck?
guy, do you guess? And I'm like, I'm not trying to think of the crazy things I've said on this podcast. And I'm like, there's nothing I've said where that warrants someone to create a burner account,
bro,
to come and message me and be like,
bro.
You go, I'm saying?
I keep saying this thing because I remember we had a group call about this thing when it happened. It's somebody you know.
Yeah.
It's definitely someone I know.
Definitely. And I'm like, I don't even have a lot of ops, man. I don't even have any ops.
That you know of. Because this shows that, man.
Oh my God.
Guy.
Like, I was so, like, I was shocked, but obviously people have been telling me, like, that just means, like, the pod is growing and, like, having haters is a good thing, I guess. But it's also, like I told you, it's one of the reasons why I'm a private person because I don't like bullshit like this.
Yeah.
It's not my brand. It's not my
I
character. So, but at the same time, it is what it is. If you want to blow, it comes with exactly. So that's really
fair enough.
That's really it, man.
Yeah. I feel like my experience like with it's just been very like I guess what's the word? Sort of in line with what you said, but also kind of like different from my perspective because when we started the pod, like in my personal life, like I was just there was a lot going on in that regards in terms of like I was in a weird place mentally and all of that. So for me, like the pod was kind of like therapeutic. It was kind of like, oh, you know, we come, we have those feel good vibes, we laugh, but it also feels like we're doing like work that, you know, people are actually enjoying and stuff like that. So because of that, you know, it's sort of as time went on helped like douse all of that for me and quiet the noise as well. One thing I've noticed though, or one thing I've had to do since we started the pod, actually a couple of things. One is having to hear your voice like back a lot.
Bro.
It's
oh, God. Watching yourself and hearing your voice is nuts. I hate it so much, bro. It's so fucking cringe.
It's so crazy.
It's so cringe, man.
It's so crazy because, you know, for me, I'm going to make an honest confession because, you know, obviously we get the episodes before we put them out. Once I listen to the episode, like, and you know, it's calmed, I don't like.
You don't go back.
I don't go back again. I don't. I'm like, I've had enough of myself.
Yeah. It's mad. But the thing is, the reason why I go back is like maybe someone will be like, send me an episode where they liked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let me go and listen to what they actually liked about it. So, but on a normal day, I'm not going to go back and listen, man. I think because here my nah. I think especially that sex ed episode. Oh my goodness, bro. I listened to it back. I'm like, what the fuck were we saying? Like genuinely, like, what the fuck were we saying? But we people like the episode though, bro. But it is what it is.
Because for me, I can't. And I think as well, what allows me. So if somebody says they like something, because my memory is like somewhat sharp, I remember the recording experience. I'm like, I was there. Do you know what I mean? So I was there. I've listened to it before we put like. So yeah, even though it's something as time goes on, like I'm trying to get better at because obviously like for promos and stuff like that, we need to like market that as well. But it's just very.
It's cringe.
It's that is it. And have you ever like watched an episode with like company?
Yeah, only one, and I couldn't even get through it. I couldn't even watch it, bro. I was just like, I don't want to see myself. So we stopped.
No, do you know?
Like,
do you know what's so funny for me? Like, I'm the opposite. So like, I think for me, I'm more excited when like I'm watching it with people, right? So let's say now, like I know a funny bit is about to come up. I'm like, guy, don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Mama say something funny. Like, so for me. That's usually like maybe when I'm like acting, I'm like, guy, actually is about to say something so funny here, kind of piece. But besides that, and another thing that people have pointed out to me, and I've genuinely, you guys, I'm trying my best to get better at this. You know when I speak, have you noticed it when we're listening back? That I say like a lot.
Girl,
like,
oh my god, that like P, man.
I feel. One day, someone should do like a challenge on TikTok or something. Like take a shot or like a like count. Do you get what I mean?
Like is I also go through that, man. It's crazy.
No, I'm
like
bad with it. I'm bad with it. Because I don't like taking pauses when I'm speaking. So that like is like a filler for me so that I can get to what I'm trying to say.
Friends think.
Yeah.
So that like is just like, yeah.
But guy, and do you know how that thing started? Because when I was younger, I used to say, you know, and then as I entered like secondary school, and I was like, the fucking, and there was one time I speak to my mom, I said it, she slapped me. So I was like, alright, cool, this can't run. I'm dead. So that's how like started. I think one of my brothers was saying this thing. My brother, just for reference, my brother is not a licensed medical expert or whatever, so the guy could have just been yarning bullshit. But he was saying that the fact that I constantly have to do that, he feels like I'm on the autistic spectrum. I'm like, I don't know if he was genuinely being serious or he was just looking for a reason to call me autistic.
He called you autistic, bro. There's no fucking relation, bro.
Oh my god.
That guy's a prick.
Oh
I'm
my
so
god.
dead.
Yeah.
I'm so dead. Don't kill me.
So those are a couple of things I've noticed, but
It's been a lovely experience.
it's been good.
I
Like,
always look forward to recording every time. Like it's very I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just like fun to do, and it's like especially knowing that people also like listening to our shit. It's like every time someone tells me they liked this, I'm just so confused. It's like why?
Do you know for me what the I guess more like astonishing bit is? Not even when people say they like it. It's like let's say at a certain time on Friday we've not yet dropped. People come to me and they're like, "Where's the episode?"
Where's the episode?
Right, and it's like, "Guy, I'm waiting."
Yeah.
So
It's a good feeling.
it's not just people liking it, but people anticipating it as well. It's like, oh wow, you know, to everyone that has been supporting us as well. Like it's we don't take you guys for granted. Thank you guys so much.
You should come up with a fan name.
I
should go with Blackies.
No, I thought we said. Arike said we should go with niggas.
I'm going with Blackies, man. Blackies is better.
Nigga.
I'm going with Blackies, man.
Like that's
but
such a derogatory term.
But niggas isn't. I don't
No,
guess.
but like, it's more palatable when you say niggas than when you. But I feel like we'll let the people decide what they want to be called. Like,
because Noir is very like somehow named, to be honest. It's hard to. It's already shortened already, so it's hard to have like a nickname.
But nigga, I feel like niggas, yeah. Well, we'll see.
We'll brainstorm.
We'll see. We'll brainstorm. One thing before we sort of wrap up. Somebody asked us this question a while ago, and I thought it would be interesting to like talk about, which is, how do you feel that we handle? We don't really fight, but how do you feel like we handle when we don't see eye to eye on certain things regarding like the pod and like business in general?
We handle it. Do we really have like?
Okay, let me. I think maybe yourself. Let me give you an example now. So usually, we decide what bits of the episode we want to use as promo, or like how we want to go about promoting a particular episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've been like one or two times. Let's say like you bring something in that regards, and I'm like, nah, I'm not really like jigger. Okay. So where we disagree on stuff like that.
Okay. I just see it as, I think in terms of that, I think we view it differently. So I just see it as, again, because we do like multiple, it's like he can have his or have mine. So it's not really like a thing. It's like everybody will have their own. So it's not like, it should be different if it was just like, we're just promoting one. Maybe there will be an issue. But I just feel like, if you don't like this and I like it, you can do it. I'll put yours and I'll put mine. So it's just like, it's not really an issue in my opinion.
And I think as well, because, and this is, I'm going to my own horn here, but this is also me, like in terms of self-growth, right? One thing I will admit is regarding social media, because you have more, what's the word? You're more in tune in that space. Like, you know what people are feeling and stuff like that. You know what's trending, sound, stuff like. I'm an old soul, like I'm going to be very real. So like more times than not, when like let's say there's something you bring that I don't, maybe like it's not particularly like wow to me, but I sort of step out of my own self and I'm like, this isn't for me. Like this isn't being made for me. This is being made for the public, if that makes sense. So I'm just like, because I trust your judgments in that regards, more times than not I would defer to it unless maybe I feel particularly strongly about that, which is ever so seldom. And then we discuss about it. There are times where, for example, okay, as opposed to like let's say a video, I'm thinking let's post a picture, and you're like no, and we discuss that, if that makes sense. So I think it's all just about dialogue,
your communication,
dialogue and communication. But
so it's not really like a big deal to be honest.
I think that's it. But it's been wonderful. Just before we wrap up, I wanted to say, I wanted to give you your flowers. I said this on your birthday in some capacity, but we wouldn't be here if not for you. Like, I always tell people like, there isn't Noir without Chidi, if that makes sense. Like, you've been doing, great work, and I just want to give you your flowers while you're here, man. Because it's been.
It's not easy, man. Like it's a two man job. Pause. Like in terms of like, we all have like things like. You always book. I don't even know when. I don't even know the people. Like some people, so it's like you're always the one like booking it, saying this is the time because that's your area. Like in terms of planning stuff. So just like that's why I just tell people like just find someone that
you guys
does
compliment each other.
Yeah, compliment like the things you can't do very well. Just find someone that can do it well, and the few things you can do well, do it well.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the partnership always works. Like you've done so much in terms of finding us here, being like in the studio. It's all you. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like if you work hand in hand, it always works well, man. So it's love, man.
We also just wanted to give a shout out to the crew, Dio, Larry.
Yes, love, man.
He's,
all the
shout
episodes,
out
bro.
Everything, we appreciate you guys as well.
Switch.
Yeah, Switch Visuals.
Family.
I think on that note, we'll end it there.
Yeah.
It's been a lovely one. Till next time, guys. All right. Peace.